Hey, YouTube. Okay, I was on a couple hours ago. I know I said I was going to be back at 9, but I end up resting more longer than I needed to. So right now I'm just waiting for my dinner to finish cooking. It should be cooked. I have to decide if I want to put a pasta sauce over it, and but ain't one person lurking. Well, anyway, I end up I was, at the end of the video I'll make a thumbnail, and on the thumbnail it'll show what I made. Now I end up it's still kind of simmering, but I made sausages with the peppers, and I tell you I went to the hey Vicky, yes, I'm waiting for the usual people to come on since they was on earlier, like a couple of hours ago. So, but anyways, I end up getting these food kits from this church. They was giving away free food every Wednesday. Annistown Baptist Church up the street, they give away free food. So today they gave, I said three. So they gave these little bags. I'll show y'all in a minute. I'm gonna go downstairs and get it. Hold on, I'll be back because I don't want my stuff to burn. So hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves, and I want to plate my dish. Hey, Top Speed Review. Hey, where the people from the other chat from earlier today? All right, y'all talk amongst yourself. I'm doing well. Okay, hold on for a second. I don't want nothing to burn. right, I'm back. Okay, so let me show you what I made. Y'all can see this? Look. It is sausage with peppers with pasta with Brussels sprouts. And ain't no particular name of this meal. It was something I just threw together with some noodles, Brussels sprouts, some sausage, and red peppers chopped up with some Parmesan cheese. Hmm. Okay. It almost got burnt because I was like downstairs. Well, I was upstairs. So when I went downstairs, it was like sticking to the pan. Hey, Top Speed Reviews. Hold on, I'm trying to take my medicine. I'm supposed to take this before I eat something. Whew. So, yep. And then, like I said, I went to a church up the street. They give away free food. Oh, oh, it's going fine. I don't drive as much. I still got that Corolla, but I'm liking it. I got a 2020, but it was like basic. Oh, let me show y'all first what I'm talking about. So today they gave away these bags, Hello Fresh, and it was different things in there. Well, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but in this bag, I did take some things out. It had like, like one tomato, little pack of Parmesan cheese, Philadelphia original, what is this? Cream cheese, I think. A lemon. It had, I don't know what this bag had, but supposedly it says lemon, tortellini, paramimo, whatever. So it's supposed to make a meal, and you're supposed to scan this barcode, and whatever was in this bag, it had you're supposed to make a meal. But I said it was 3 people, right? So they ended up giving me 3 of these bags or some not. They gave me like 1, 2, 3, 6 of these little bags, and one of these bags it had the broccoli. I mean not broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and it had like one little carrot, one little bag of Parmesan cheese. But nothing had like, and then they had these little grains in this bag. So I don't know what it was. So it's little different. It was little things in this meal, but this meal was not made from the bag. This was something I threw together. So they had red pepper, red bell pepper, and an onion. So I chopped in some thyme, like fresh thyme. So I just in this little bag of Brussels sprouts, which I'm gonna eat and we see what it tastes like. I never ate Brussels sprouts. I think the last time years ago I was trying to make something with Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts give this certain kind of odor, not odor, like a fumes of some sort, and it could almost be nauseating, but it gives off a certain kind of cook. But you're supposed to you could roast Brussels sprouts. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me answer your question. I'm gonna finish my thought. No, well, in a way, I do miss miss certain features of the Kia, but I don't miss the car itself because it had too many recalls, and that limited edition I have not seen that car since on the road. So, um, but I have to still deal with Kia with my recall to get some money back from what I purchased on that car. So since I sold it, they're supposed to give me something back for it. Hmm. It's supposed to any car. Well, most cars got that. If you driving at night, it automatically turns on. So I think the Nissan Rogue has that too. Most cars have to automatically turn it on automatically for the turn on when you're driving. So I don't know. You're supposed to be able to turn it on, and it's supposed to adjust even according to the weather. I gotta think about that when you said that now. If it has the automatic, I sworn it does. I know. I mean, the base model, you expect that. I think mine does have it because it's not a base model, but it's not no turbo either. I'm not getting nothing turbo. I was like, nope, those turbos. It has too many issues. So I would never get a turbo. And matter of fact, it's probably the last time I ever buy a vehicle. I'm not buying no more cars ever. I'm 53 years old. I still drive the Toyota. Most of the time I drive the Toyota because I do my gig assignments on them, and I'm not trying to put that many miles on that Nissan. And with the price of used cars more in demand than newer cars, you can actually make money buying a car, turn around and sell it, and make more money than what you paid for. Especially if it's like a Ford F50 or anything like that. There's so many dealerships wanting to buy used cars. They even were still trying to contact me about that Kia because, like I told y'all, my Kia is probably sold on the third market somewhere. Um, yep, you're right. So I would never get no turbo engine for nothing. No more. Exactly, top speed. They already had a recall from these years of several recalls on several models on the Kia and the Hyundai because those engines were catching on fire. So that class action suit was because of that. And they said they'll replace the engine. So that car before, and I got rid of it, it had a brand new engine that was supposed to be replaced. Now I can't say it was new, but it was lifetime warranty for the replacement of the engine if anything goes wrong. But it's gonna be way more stuff going. It was way more things going on with that car. I had way more than the engine. It was not the engine. So I won't be surprised. Eventually, it'll be another issue that they're gonna have a class that they're gonna have a recall about. And if you sold it or made repairs, they're gonna owe people money in the future. Everything was wrong with that car. Now, like I said, the first few years it was fine, but I don't know. Mm. This is the first time I've ate really, really healthy in a long time. Even though I've been on Weight Watchers for a month, but this is the first time I really sitting here eating a full dinner that comprised of a lot of vegetables, Brussels sprouts, red peppers. Even though it had some smoked sausage in it, it ain't had that much in there. And the noodles, other than that, whew. Okay, where's the other people at? That was in the previous chat. Mm, probably 5 pounds, and that's because I haven't really been eating as healthy during that month and working at Amazon. Even though I'm not doing as much walking around there, I mean, I do walk 3 miles according to my Fitbit. Oh, look at this sneeze. I haven't. Ooh. Ooh. See, even though I'm not doing a whole lot of walking when I'm at Amazon because we're at stations and I'm walking up and down, moving around, but they was going breaks and stuff. Thank you. I gotta sneeze again. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm trying to sneeze and something and eat at the same time. Yeah, I'm fine. So I'm walking, you know, but of course when I get off because I'm working 12-hour days, 3 days a week, then pretty much Sunday when I get home that morning, I'm pretty much sleeping. That Corolla is still kicking. That Corolla ain't gave me no issues. That Corolla has 149,000 miles. 149, no, 145,000 miles. Hey Tyson, you back? I need to be drinking water, but I'm gonna have to go downstairs and get some. I'll get some water before I go to bed. I did mix some water in this mango juice, so it's watered down. So what was I saying? Yeah, like y'all can see in the background, the bike. I haven't jumped on the bike lately, but it has weight components, so I do the weights. And hey Sally, or a daiquiri. Yeah, I wish I could drink that. I'm not a drinker. I don't drink like that. Daiquiri stuff being diabetic. I do not need to add drinking or smoking in the regimen. Besides, I'll probably be such a baby about going to get a daiquiri. I'll probably be like, one of those kitty daiquiris. There's a place in Atlanta called the Daiquiri Factory downtown. Not it's not really downtown. It's really like midtown. It was owned by these black women, black girls, black women, and I found that they were very. It was the prices was okay, but 2002 Honda CRV with 360,000 miles. I'm gonna keep that Corolla until whenever. I've had two Cadillac converters replaced. Even though I find that questionable that why I need the Cadillac converter to be replaced with those many miles. And I think years ago, somebody they claimed something was wrong with the car, and I think they stole something, took a brand new, nothing wrong with a part, and tried to replace it. I think I got ripped off years ago with someone doing something with that Corolla. We got that right. See, one time I was gonna give that car away, and it was like $600. And people were like, "No, no, I don't want that." See, they were looking at the cosmetic. They didn't realize at the time when I wanted to sell the car, I only had 119,000 miles. But people looking at the outside because, I keep the car outside and, it need a paint job. And probably the water's hot. And probably like new tires, souped up rims. So people took their, and the only reason why I ended up keeping that Corolla was because the Kia started acting up. So when the Kia started acting up, I took the Toyota out of the garage, bought me a brand new battery. My blind butt thought it had way more miles on it, but then when I looked at the odometer, I said, this thing only says 119,000 miles. Not what I thought it had. I was like, what? So I said, let me keep this car. So when I had bought the Kia, everybody was like, you said they had put little notes on the car outside of my house asking me if I was going to sell it. I was like, no. I ain't had no for sale sign saying I was selling it. And then the people that girl who came over to rent my space in my room, but for her rental, with her stuff, she finally got her stuff 2 weeks ago. If I didn't tell y'all that, she came back from Florida, got her stuff, and I don't know, it was the father or whoever this old man was. He did nothing. When the mother and her came, when the first time they came on the move, they were asking me, "Are you selling that car?" Because I had a sign that says I was selling it. I ain't had no sign, no inkling. Well, we're gonna see how long this Corolla gonna last. But I'm gonna keep it until whenever the transmission go out or say it needs a new engine. I don't know. But when that car stops running and it don't run no more, and they say, oh, it's going to cost this amount to fix or replace this part, need to be whatever, that's it. I'm calling somebody at the junk and let them salvage that car. But until then, that car runs very well. As long as sometimes I could tell when it's like, oh my goodness, I need to put some oil in the car. So I didn't change the oil. I put more oil in the car. So I do need to get an oil change sometime next week. The Nissan, it said I'm supposed to get an oil change a couple months ago, but I haven't put no miles on that car since I bought it. I was almost going to take the car back to Nissan and let them buy it back because I only go around the area or whatever. So, well, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. 20 years from now, I'll be 73. And I'm quite sure I'll inherit some other vehicles by then. Whatever my mother has. So I would need, if I kept that car for another 20 years, that car would be almost 40 years old. It'll be almost 40 years old if I kept that car for another 20 years. Because I bought that car in 2001. It was a 2002. So I keep that car another 20 years, it'll be 40 years. Maybe it'll be considered an antique. I don't know. Ain't no telling what the cars are going to be like 20 years from now or 25 years. You don't know. More and more people, they're not really buying, like, I ain't gonna say millennials because I keep saying millennials, but it's not really millennials. Generation Y and X and stuff, they're not really buying cars. They be taking Uber and Lyft and whatever else they be doing. And with everything, the way the economy is going now, with inflation, oh, excuse me, and the fact that they said that the chips in the newer cars is a shortage on these chips. It was saying somewhere, NBC, NBC, or the car industry, they said that it won't be chips available until not next year, but 2023. And there was another thing I was just reading today when I took a little nap, and it was talking about the Taliban, with how they taken over, took over Afghanistan and stuff. They said that that country, even as poor as it is, it said it has $1 trillion industry because hey, Dijon, because it said that in and I was like, oh my goodness. If Afghanistan as a country, they said they're sitting on major minerals that only basically exist in that part of the world. They were saying, of course, gold is in Africa and most countries, but they held like gold, quartz, not what do they call it? Gold, quartz, things that's needed for even for energy efficient cars. There's a certain type of thing that's in that country, that's in Afghanistan, but they're not mining it. They're not mining it, but it exists in that part of the world. And they were listing 4 things. I just can't remember what it was. It's things that makes, it's basically the things that's needed that makes some of the most computer chips, um, windmills, major technology things is certain. There's certain things that's always needed, and it says in Afghanistan, but they're not mining it. They don't have that type of technology. But they said that if they, get themselves together, it could be some trouble. I was like, I would have to um get that article. Let me see if I can find it because see now I'm so curious. Hold on, see where it is. I know I read it when I was taking a nap.
Hi.
Happy anniversary.
For what?
Every year you're with us, you get $50 toward your home deductible. It's a policy perk for being a Farmer's customer.
Really? Do I have to do anything?
Nothing.
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 Nothing?
Nothing.
That really is something.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmer's policy perks. See you.
May I have a balloon too?
Sure. Your parents have maintained a Farmer's home policy for 12 consecutive.
Okay, I found it. So Tyson, you said that I had the same dress on earlier. Anywho, thank you. Let me share this with y'all. Tell y'all this is what I read, and it's scary because this is what things mostly need. So let me share this real quick, and then after that, I ain't gonna talk about this thing. Look at this. The Taliban is sitting on a trillion worth of minerals the world desperately needs. Iron, copper, gold. Lithium. Yep. Iron, copper, gold is scattered across the prophetesses, but lithium, what's needed to make batteries. Those are what's needed to make rechargeable batteries and technologies that has with the climate changes. So the windmills, those electric cars, that region of the world has lithium. And they said they're sitting on natural resources. They're sitting on these natural resources that the world needs. And people were saying, oh, well, why the United States stayed there for those 20 years? What they should have done, if they knew that, was started mining and started not investing and starting factories, but should have dried that country out with all those mineral resources that's needed. You know? Okay, let me stop sharing. So that's not the reason why maybe they stayed there for 20 years because of that. I doubt it, but let me tell you the reason why. And a lot of people are like, oh, the United States, they spent trillions of dollars. They could have helped people in Haiti. They could have helped those people in Haiti, or you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, first of all, you need a stable government to help. Ain't no point giving, helping Haiti because number one, when you have those corrupt government officials or people that holds office, it's hard to go in there and say, let's help the people in Haiti if you're dealing with a corrupt government. I don't care whether it's Haiti, Cuba, Afghanistan, Pakistan, wherever. But the main thing most people need to realize is that China loaned the United States. United States is in debt to China. Trillions and trillions and billions and trillions of dollars. So China has interest in Afghanistan too. So when you're the one who holds the purse strings, such as China, in regards to loaning the United States all this money, even to finance this 20-year road, this 20 years with Afghanistan, you're going to basically jump. Because if people say, well, why they didn't, in 20 years they could have took all that money. No, because the money is not doesn't belong to the United States. The money belongs to China in regards to Afghanistan, as well as a lot of different things too, but particularly Afghanistan. So you don't hear too much what goes on with China in regards to its international relations with other countries, but it's all about money. That's all that is. It was all about money. So right now, you see how they're pulling out of Afghanistan and how all of a sudden, all these issues with the bank. And I was just thinking about that last night because I got an email about my student loans are now going to be not part of the Department of Education that holds the federal student loans is going to be managed by a different company, even though it still has the same terms and everything else. It's being sold to a different company. So credit cards and bank credit cards are being limited. Some people, things are being closed. All that has to do with terms of what the treasury notes, what goes on with the United States, because that debt is owed. So you hear all these people up and down talking about Biden is his fault and it's President Obama, and those people are just so dumb. People are just so dumb. They don't understand how politics works. Now, my major in undergrad was international studies. And I had career goals of being, having an international career or whatever, but, that's a whole nother story. And when the United States owes China, and whatever goes, it all gonna boil down to what the Chinese gonna say about that. See, China, they gonna still be working with those Taliban. They gonna still be working with them regardless regardless of how that government is gonna be run. Let me tell you, China is gonna have the dealings with Taliban. They're not gonna cause no war. They're not gonna cause no ruckus. Not considering what I just showed y'all, $1 trillion of resources. Who do you think manufactures a lot of products and things like that? China. Things that are being produced, made, factories, is in China. The United States don't produce nothing, hardly anything, unless it's hardly anything. it's so cheaper to build things in China and Mexico and everything else. But when the United States try to open up factories and things of that nature, it's because they always want a living wage, unions. Oh, we want unions. We want under these conditions. That's why they can't. I'm not saying the union is not a bad thing or a good thing, but sometimes it could cause a lot of hindrance to try to operate industrial manufacturing things here in the United States. The United States was one of the world's richest countries in the world back in its heyday in the 50s when they had steel. Everything was manufactured in the United States, and China was one of those, Vietnam and China and Japan. Those were like looked down upon, but with China, Hong Kong, and they waited. It took China, 20 something years. Now, I'm not too, I've looked at a lot of documentaries and things like that and studied about China. But China rose to its power. It took them over 20 something years to rise up to what they were doing. And China it is not going to leave Afghanistan. Trust me. They'll run, they'll clear out their embassy, but they ain't gonna be working right along with that Taliban for that natural resources that I just showed y'all, because they're the ones who manufacture computers and every industrial things. So now with Biden, he invested trillions of dollars of all that infrastructure, building of bridges and technology and wanting to create new jobs for people, and everybody's like, oh, that's too much money. We're spending too much money. It's costing us, why are we financing Taliban when we could help Haiti? And, United States ain't financed. No, the United States borrowed all that money from China to finance Afghanistan and every other war. The United States, in its whole history, even when they were trying to break away from England to become its own country, they even sought assistance from France, which was people in Haiti came from Haiti to defend Louisiana in the war. It always came. So when you think about the United States and all its history, it's always been about money. Even slavery, they were pure nothing but let's get cheap labor, free labor, and get those people from Africa. The only reason how people came out of Africa and became slaves because of their own people. African was in war with each other. Tribes and countries were at war with each other. Sold his own people into slavery for gold, money. How a bunch of white folks, Europeans, come to a continent of Africa they don't know nothing about, could just round up people and drag them in chains and then drop them off in the Caribbean, then the rest of us forefathers, was dropped off in the ports in South Carolina. I've never been to that battery. I've never been to the battery. Even though I have family that live in the little country, I've never went down there and seen the slaves or slip ships museum and stuff. I never went there, never seen it. I read about it, I've seen it online and stuff, but I never went there to physically see it with my own two eyeballs. So I'm not going to go back and forth with people about what they should teach in school. Oh, no. They shouldn't teach race theory in schools to younger children and, whatever. Because the United States owes its debt to China, and it's always owed its debt to some other country, even if it's in a historical sense when they wanted to become its own country from England. Haiti, they got help from Haiti, France, financing the war. They've been financing wars from the beginning. Ooh, my hair looks like a hot mess. Try to let it grow back out now. Try to let this grow back out. I want it to go back long. So, United States always been financed by some other countries to fight some wars. You pick a war. Pick anyone. It's been financed by somebody else. Always. Always. But I don't want to get on to that topic. Oh, I've been on here for 49 minutes. Now, I can't be on here long. It's almost midnight. I got to go to bed. But, yep, that was my dinner. I just threw something together. And I got these bags today. Hello Fresh. And I had all this, I don't know what I was supposed to make. I can't figure out what else was in this bag that they wanted to make. Philadelphia, what is this? Is this cream cheese or is this? I think this is cream cheese. Yep, cream cheese, sour cream, cheese, lemon. I don't know what was in this bag that they expected. Let me see what the thing said. Lemon, tortellino, palimo. Ain't no way. I think it was a grain. I'm gonna have to scan this QC code and see what else was you supposed to make from these bags. But it didn't have no meats and stuff. The only thing it had, the closest thing it had, it was like some kind of flatbread. I know flatbread was in one of them. I guess you're supposed to make a some type of pizza. I don't know. I'll figure it out what it's supposed to be in those bags, but I said, to me, it almost looked like someone took something out of these bags that had a main, you would think it would have some kind of meat or something, but it didn't have nothing like that. It just had but I'm grateful still, lemon. I think it had, like I said, I had at least 6 of these bags. And it had like this tomato, lemon. So I'll sort through that. I mean, I put them in the refrigerator. And I think one was left on the table because there was nothing that required that I need to put it in the refrigerator per se. And I'm trying not to crowd up the refrigerator with all these little bags, but I don't know. I'll scan it and see what kind of dishes. But it was something else in there in these different bags. They had these little grains of something. I don't know what it was. I guess you're supposed to make something from it. And it had like some chicken flavor, some type of chicken flavor, something or another. So I don't know. Maybe maybe once I scan it and see what it looks like, I'll see what kind of dishes you could make. But let me go and Google HelloFresh. I'm curious to see what kind of recipes they had. All right, I'm back. I was looking at the website HelloFresh, and they had different. It's meal kits. That's what these are, meal kits. And from those meal kits, you should be able to make variety of different kind of meals from it. But I find it real strange that it would just come with produce and a little packet of something. I was like, it seemed like something's missing from these bags. I wonder if they took out the meats and chicken or whatever they had and just got rid of them or kept them, because ain't no way. Now I can understand it was a vegetarian part of the meal was, with the Brussels sprouts and the little Parmesan cheese and the onion and the tomato and the green onion, and the little packets or whatever. But it seemed like something else should have been in these bags, because it was, I don't know. Who knows? So next week, Wednesday, we'll see what the new meals would be. Because the last few times, when I first went there a few months ago, that was when I had hit the jackpot. I should have, if I knew, when I say I hit the jackpot, it used to be boxes of food. It was like literally the big boxes of food. And in those big boxes of food, like one time it had the whole chicken. I guess Kroger must have donated chickens, whole chickens. And I had asked for 3 boxes. And I was like, ooh. And it had like these big, huge zucchini, squash, these chickens, like whole chickens. Matter of fact, I still got 2 of them right there in my freezer. And it had like cans of vegetables, various different cans of vegetables, produce, whole milk. I was hoping I was going to get some milk today, but they didn't have none. So I guess milk was not going to be one of the things they'll do. They used to give that out. And it will always be like sweet potatoes. It was bags of potatoes, different red bag potatoes. It was like a lot. So a few months ago, it was like, I had to say, ooh, they asked me, do I know anyone else who needed some food and stuff? So I would say I'll get 3, but my neighbors across the street, they Muslim, so they ain't gonna eat it. And I had so much onions at one time. I was like, dang, I had so many onions, so many potatoes. It was so much that I did use them. I didn't use them all. And at some point, it would get spoiled because if it's so warm in the house, you're supposed to, even to keep it in the pantry where it's in the dark, it would spoil real quick. So I had to use that as compost and just dump it in the compost bin outside in the backyard and create compost. But a few months ago, it was like, a variety of foods, bags of onions, potatoes, and chicken. One time I had, and I still have it, you could beef with the vegetables on the stick, you grill them. I had 3 of those, 3 big ones. I put that in the freezer. So I got that in the other freezer. It's still good, you keep stuff in the freezer as long as it's wrapped up and stuff. So I did eat one of those one time, and I was like, ooh, it got so much I had to feed the cats some of that food. Like one day they give you these pre-made meals. They had these chicken meatballs, this big old bag. I had 3-4 bags of those. I make spaghetti, or I made the spaghetti with that a few times. Some of them I had to feed to the cats because they had no cat food. And if I ain't bought no cat food, I was like, dang. So I feed them some of that. It wasn't cooked. But no, it was cooked because it's cooked, but you just have to cook it all the way. So I said, shoot, this is 100% chicken. So, but it was a lot. But now, I didn't go for the last couple of weeks, but this is the first week I went. I really try to go to get some milk. But I still have a gallon of milk left because, like I tell y'all today, the milk section in Kroger's, and Aldi's is all right with the milk, but as these food shortages come along, it's going to be less and less milk, and majority of meats and things of that nature. So I don't know. Later on, y'all see the video when I show y'all my food prep pantry, because I'm still cleaning out the pantry. I just finished cleaning it, and so I gotta put all the canned goods back. So tomorrow morning I'll be putting back the food back in the pantry, looking through them, making sure if I had anything that's been old or expired, I'll get rid of it. I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of it, but most of the cans should be good though. Most canned goods last for a good while, put it that way. You get stuff in the can, it won't expire till the year 2023, 24. But I need to start rotating and fixing some more meals and eat less meats. I think most of the time I eat meat is like breakfast, if I'm having like smoked sausage or bacon. But I'm gonna start making my smoothies again. I have me some frozen fruit in the freezer, so I'm gonna start making my smoothies with the juices that I got. You know, I got me some mango that I bought from the farmer's market. I have some frozen kale. And what else I'm gonna make? Yep, it's time me to start doing my smoothies again. All right, but it's been on here an hour. Let me hit the invite and see if anybody want to come on. Y'all don't want to come on tonight? Because, you know, tomorrow night I got to go to work. Unless they give a message and saying that the trucks didn't come. So, I don't know what's going to happen. We shall see. I'm hoping that, well, no. I don't know. I just have a strong feeling that either tomorrow they're going to have VTO and those trucks may be delayed. But if it comes tomorrow, it could also happen on Friday night too. Saturday, I doubt it. But Thursday, Friday, one of those 2 days, it could be, those trucks may be delayed because, like I said, for 2 weeks, it happened 2 weeks in a row. You know, one Thursday, they let's go home early because they said this is it. And then the next day, they offered VTO. So, and that might happen because I ordered my products from Amazon and it said, oh, it's going to come on Tuesday. And then, you know, then it said it'll come on Wednesday. But it did come today. Because initially it was going to come on Thursday. So it did come today. But with the shortages of drivers and distribution center all across the world, we don't know. That's why it's always great to have another hustle. Always good to have another hustle in place. Because even Amazon, you're not always, it depends on what department you work in. Since I work in the stowing department, those are the items that come in. It has to be processed in, but if there's no trucks to come in, there's nothing to stow. And if there's little trucks to stow, there's no reason to work a 12-hour day. And sometimes I do look forward for a break, you know? So it's not so detrimental that I work 3 days a week because it's so long of 12 hours. So sometimes I say, oh, that's a break. And driving to Brazelton every day for an hour 10 minutes or whatever, especially that traffic when people out of school, that Brownston Highway, because I don't get on 85 on the highway. I take the back way. And the Corolla don't have that pick up and go. But when I drive the Nissan tomorrow to work, I'll get there a little bit sooner because, I'm not driving as slow compared to driving the Toyota. But I switch up and drive both cars. But I'm not trying to put a lot of miles because, like I said, if car parts start being scarce, not scarce, but prices going high, I'm not trying to put a lot of miles because people need repairs on their vehicles. You'll be waiting for weeks to get something done. So I came out and found out that I have 15,000 miles on the new engine on the dot. That happened to me. I'll be driving and it'll reach that whatever mark right then and there when you so happen to be looking at it. So your car already out of the engine is covered for the lifetime, but basically your car is already out of warranty. So anything happens now, DJ, with the car, it's on you. So it ain't going to be, like I said, it ain't going to be too much the engine, but it's going to be that turbo. And it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully you taking care of that car, maintaining it. But if I were you, prepare to try to upgrade because I'm not saying something's going to happen, but I just think Kias are not as strong. I used to see Hyundais a lot, Kias, but after a while, I'm not going to see as many of those cars on this road. That car is not as strong. It's not as strong compared to Toyota and some others. It's just not. I've never seen a Kia that's 20 years old. Even the old ones, even when they used to make Kias back in the day when they first made them, I ain't seen none of those old cars. Those cars last whatever, and that's it. You are never gonna see a 2013, 12 Kia on the road. I would not. Like I said, I would not buy a Hyundai or Kia. Ain't no way you have 1,500 miles on that car. You probably right the first time, 15,000. Ain't no 1,500. 1,500. If you drive every day, now you ain't got no 1,500. You got 15,000. You need to look at that odometer meter again. $1,500 means you drove the car maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and the car is sitting there for months. If you had that car but last time you text me, that was at least 4 months ago, 5 months maybe. And if you live where you say you live and you go to work and you've been doing, you can put that 1,500 miles when you did Instacart for that couple of days. Ain't no 1,500 on no engine. You got 15,000. Look at that decimal point again and put it over 2 more times. I don't even think the mileage I put on that Nissan I know I ain't put no miles on that because I drove that car up to Nissan, back home. I drove to work, I think twice, and went to the store a few times. But like I said, the engine, I ain't gonna worry too much about the engine because, like I said, they're gonna have to replace it for lifetime. If you have it, it's gonna be other things that's gonna come up: the turbo, the all kind of stuff. And when you go and take it over, it's gonna be a whole bunch of things. It ain't gonna. It's not the switch. There's so many things in that car that could go wrong. But they main problem, it was not the engine. I mean, yeah, some of the engines blew or whatever, but it's gonna be that turbo, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of other stuff. I would not have. I wouldn't. I don't know. It ain't my money. That's all I know. I just learned from experience. Somebody coming me talking about, oh, we got the new whatever. You cannot convince me. Never. Any future car that they make, you can't convince me. Shoo. I'll sit up there, I'll settle for a Ford or American car. Those Korean cars, nope. Japanese all the way. Toyota, Nissan, Ford F-50, any German car, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, even though those are expensive to maintain. Shoo. Whew. All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. Ain't nobody came on. I put the link out there, so I'm gonna give y'all 2 more minutes. Give you a chance to come on. If not, I'm going to bed. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Sally, you got to come on one day. I don't know why y'all act like y'all don't want to come on the screen. You know, the only thing it's going to show is your avatar, your S, the T. It will not show your face if you come on. And you can chat in the back. You can chat. Ain't nobody know what y'all look like, so y'all can't be shy. Vicky, I know you ain't coming on, so ain't no point even asking you. So, anywho's, I appreciate y'all. Go to my second channel. I'm gonna post that. Ain't nobody want no old Lincoln. Who wants that? I mean, what about it? I don't want no Lincoln. That's an old person car. All I know is that I would not get a Kia. So that's all I know. That's all I know. But you have to maintain the car. You can't be driving the car, and don't maintain it, You can't be just driving and, and don't change the oil when it needs to, do the maintenance. That's any car. You can't drag a car down. Some people, they be rough on their cars when I be driving and people be trying to, it says drive 40 miles, 45 miles, and they be trying to pass you in an illegal turn and they be roughing their engine. Ain't no point getting no mad at me. Shit, you can go around. But the way you drive your car, ain't gonna last. You see those people be on the road. They be speeding, try to pass you on a residential street or something that says revving their engine up like that. It's just stupid. Exactly. I could tell in my Toyota when it needs engine, I can hear the metal. I can hear it rattling. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I go up there and go by. It's like, girl, this thing got no engine in this. Ain't no oil in this car. And I know I'd be like, oops. I said, let me go ahead and put some oil in this car. But yes. You gotta engine, rotate your tires, checking all the fluids and stuff, the coolants and things like that nature. I know the Corolla right now needs some coolant. I looked in there, I was like, God damn, I looked at it yesterday. I said, man, this thing needs some coolant. So tomorrow I'll be driving the Nissan Rogue to work. And that's it. You don't have to maintain. You have to maintain a car. It's not about just putting gas in the car and driving. Nope. My car don't need an alignment. My car doesn't need an alignment. A lot of older cars, when I mean old, I'm talking about those real older cars, mostly need alignments and stuff like that. Other than that, it's how you drive your car. Trust me, if I needed an alignment, I sure would have been told. I don't know about that. I've driven many different cars. You could tell when your car gets misaligned. You don't need an alignment twice a year. That's not true. So this is where I get to the point where I tell people what's true, what's not true. You don't need an alignment twice a year. I don't know who said that. You need an alignment. You know when you need an alignment, and it's not. You don't just get an alignment just to get. See, you getting ripped off. Somebody see you coming. Oh, you need to get an alignment. You don't need no alignment on your car. They make cars. So the way they make cars these days, a lot of things such as that is not necessary. So I follow based on whatever the a lot of these cars, especially with Nissan and stuff, it has so many electric components that if it tells you something's wrong, it will tell you right there on the dashboard. You can't just go to any old whomever to do anything on your car. There's so many things you have to understand. See, I got the manual right here, the manual, owner's manual. And you see all these. I can't speak on your cars, but I can speak on mine's. You see all these little indicators. They have all these little light indicators, audible indicators, reminders. Yeah, but that's not saying you need an alignment every 2 years. You know how many potholes that I've driven through in Atlanta with all that construction and stuff? You just need a good set of tires and maintain your brakes and things like that. Look into it. The brake fluid. So that's why you go to see a lot of people try to go to these little cheap places and stuff. And because people don't want to spend no money. But you don't know what these dumb people be doing. I'll be watching. I said, let me see the filter that you changed. You're gonna show me the filter. You ain't gonna tell me, oh, you need a cabinet air filter, when you just open it up, the air filter, pop it open, go to off AutoZone and put it in yourself. Now, I'm not talking about the one you got to remove and put in the back and all that stuff. But shoot, man, these people be trying to, they'll tell you anything. Especially, what's that one? Pep Boys. You wouldn't catch me in the Pep Boys ever. They be trying to cheat people out of, nope. There's so many computer setups of these vehicles these days. Those old cars need alignment and stuff. When my father had like a old muscle cars or something, it's kind of like that. Those were the type of cars that you had to go and get an alignment on. Those old looking cars. Used to drive in that car with my father, and the car used to sway. Used to always pull. Used to always pull. That's when you need alignment. Yeah, that Monte Carlo and those older type of cars. I need to get my car washed tomorrow. Yep. You gotta not study the manual, but just, always look at it. See, I always try to look stuff up. You got a quick reference guide in this book, everything. Shoot. I need to put this back in. I need to put this in the vehicle anyway. I don't buy tires as often because I don't do as much driving anymore like I used to. So I don't drive my cars to death. I've never done that. People drive. I don't drive. I don't put a whole lot of. I have not driven my car that much like that. Now, 4 years ago when I started doing all those gig work and I was driving a lot of miles, I had that Nissan Corolla, not Corolla, the Kia. I was buying brand new tires. I would go there to the point where They said, dang, all the dang tread. There was no tread on the tires. And I knew I drive I didn't do a lot of braking either, hard braking and stuff. And they said, ooh, I keep my stuff. See, I keep my cars maintained, I don't do all that hard ass driving and all that stuff. That's why those, I don't do those gig works in that Nissan. That Nissan is a pleasure. And the only reason why I'm driving that car tomorrow for work is because I need to get some gas, and I don't want the car to keep sitting there all the time. You don't have to have a car sit. So I rotate, not every day, not every week, because like I said, I don't, 3 days a week when I go to Brazelton, and when I get transferred over to Stone Mountain, which is literally up the street, a mile and a half, 2 miles the most. I don't do all that. I don't go on the highway. I take the back ways. Only time you say I'm going on the highway, I'm going to South Carolina. I ain't gonna say nothing to you, DJ, because because see, you getting your feelings too much if I say something. So I ain't gonna say nothing. I've been in the car with you. Trust me. Mm-mm. You drive your car to do whatever it is you do, and you ain't maintain that car. DJ, you didn't. You maintain that car right. See, I don't drive on the highway. I don't live in downtown Atlanta. I don't be getting on 85, 75 and every day to do nothing. And I can't tell you, you bought that car from one of those whatever dealers. They sold that car as is. I don't know why I don't know. You know what? Let me stop making decisions for grown people. Because I told before, when I bought that car, I told y'all, I warned y'all. I said, don't buy no Kia. You was afraid to tell me you bought a Kia that looked similar to mine. It wasn't exactly like mine. And I was like, okay. I wouldn't have made that choice, and I would not have gone to one of those dealer places either, not to buy that. I'm sorry. That car been had issues when you drove off. Trust me, when I decided to buy another car and I said, let me get rid of this. Because see, I used what I paid for my car with that Kia, and I used it for business, and I did it for, doing all these gig jobs I had. See, I wrote off the depreciation and everything else. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I said I just knew how to write it off. See, a lot of people, y'all go to these places to do your taxes and stuff, and y'all say, well, they say they could take off the mileage and stuff. And then I bet any one of y'all $100 that if you and I know y'all do gig work, I could look at your return and I could tell you right now they include a whole lot of stuff related to that car in terms of it benefiting you tax wise. I could assure you. So, but anyway, that's a whole new topic, and I ain't gonna get too much into that because I supposed to have been off this live stream 10 minutes ago, if not. So, I don't know. Depending on how you drive your car, the more you're gonna need to take it in and get more work done. That's all I know. And those tires for that for that Kia Limited. If I wanted to get the type of tires that's supposed to be on that car for it's supposed to actually drive in a good way, it was at least $700 for those 4 tires. Now, if you get any other tires with that Kia and you drive it, you ain't gonna get the same effect in driving it. So You just, you just drove your car down to the ground, DJ. That's what that was. You just drove your car down to the ground. You were driving, because I know how you drive. Remember? You can't drive that car like you were doing when you were leasing those cars to do Uber and Lyft. You just can't. And when I had my Kia and I was doing all those gig jobs and Uber and Lyft and food deliveries and all that kind of stuff, when gas was almost $4 that particular year, and I was like every other 2 months I had to get an oil change. That's how much driving I was doing. I had to get an oil change every almost 2 months, frequently. That car just had too many. There was too many chips and too many components, and when that car needs to be replaced, now that you need to get an alignment and get something done with that car, the Kia Optima Limited XL, the limited edition. But it didn't make a difference which one it was. All of the Kias had too many electrical components, chips, and everything else. I'm going to say this one time, and I ain't going to say it no more, because I don't want to talk about that Kia no more. I already spoke about it on the previous videos, but you couldn't get me to, I don't care if they gave me 5 Kias for free. You wouldn't get me to get not one. That's all I know. And now with this chip shortage and stuff going on, that car has more computer components. Now, I don't know about some other ones, but there are some other ones too. But shoot, 2023, they talking about that's when they're going to have stuff available for chips. And Kia, even though those cars are made right down in South Georgia, I had to wait a couple months. And this was a year, not last year, but a year before that. Was it almost a year before that? Yeah, it was last year. Last year, the Kia dealership right there, that Stonecrest, that Niggerville area, stupid ass people, make me sick. I had to wait a whole month before they had a brand new part ready for my car to get fixed. And still didn't run that good. I was like, I drove that car right to the nearest place and got me something else. Sure did. So if I had to wait as long as I had to wait to get a part, and this was a simple part. It wasn't no complex. Can you imagine now? And there were people in there at that dealership at Kia. They would wait for, going back, wait for their cars to get the cars. And they said, oh, we ain't got the car ready. We have to order it. And this and that or whatever. And can you imagine then how it is now? I know it's worse. You couldn't get me to, nope. DJ, if you ever say, oh, come with me to the Kia dealership, I would not go. I'd be like, nope. I'll go across the street. I wouldn't deal with Kia no more. No more. So I could imagine the time frame is going to take for them to replace that car. If I were you, I ain't gonna say nothing no more, DJ, because I've given you a lot of valuable advice, and people are gonna do the opposite. So that's on you. That's on you. Trust me, I got a lot of good compliments. Oh, this is a pretty car. This is this. And I think my bad experience more has to do with the dealership more so than the car itself. But I won't be surprised if I get a letter a couple years from now. Oh, we had a recall on this, and if you ever owned it, they're gonna owe me some more money when it's all said. They owe me money the first time. I still haven't got the money from the first class action lawsuit. And luckily I got that legal assistance services from Amazon, I'm gonna start. I may not even if they didn't honor my claim, I may have to go and sue them and go right to that law firm and let them write a letter, legal letter, and sue them. You know, because not because they didn't pay it, because it wasn't like they're gonna give me a whole lot back for it anyway. But it was gonna get me to. I ain't messing with them. No, I ain't messing. Nope. I'll tell anybody. I need a car and they got it on sale for this price. I'll tell people, nope, don't do it. Maybe a Hyundai, but I would never get a Hyundai either. I just don't want to get a Korean car no more. I won't. I don't drive that much like that. I think the most that I probably ever go in terms of travel or drive is probably South Carolina and back, and that's it. Every place else I go is, up the street, going to the supermarket, go to Amazon at Brazelton. But once my transfer gets through, I'm driving around the corner to go to, I'm not really needing to do all that driving. I go back to work at TurboTax in December. I'll be working mostly from home. The gym right there with that bike, the weights right there. Yeah, they do. I know that. Hyundai owns Kia, but it's still a piece of junk. I've never seen a 1990, whatever. Whenever Hyundai came out, I don't see any of the, I have a 2002 Corolla and you still see that, and I still drive that car. You won't see a 2000 and nothing driving. You won't never see a Hyundai or Kia driven past 10 years. 7, 8 years, that's it. 7, 8 years or 100,000 miles, whichever come first. And most people drive more than 100,000 miles. Even if you travel and not go long distance, even a typical commute, you could get to 100,000 miles before 10 years easily. If I wasn't doing that gig work, driving all over the place like I was doing, my car probably still would have been under warranty. It would be under warranty. It would have not gone to 10 years, and something would have been wrong, and I would have took that car in and said, oh, this car has less than 100,000 miles and it has less than 10 years. Something's wrong. They would have to fix everything on that car. Turbo, switch. They probably would have had a recall with the engine. They would have done that. That's you, Sonia. That's you. Everybody's different. It's still a piece of junk. You can't convince me that ain't true. 250,000. That's you. I can't answer that. And people going to say, "Oh, I got a Kia Soul. It's 250,000." That's the luck of the chance. That's the luck of the chance. I said Hyundai. I said Kia and Hyundai. I didn't mention anything about no Kia Soul. A rat. Kia. It was. You couldn't get me no rat car. I had a mascot as a rat. If you could get to 250,000 miles on a Kia Soul, that's good. But you ain't gonna get no 250,000 miles on no Kia Optima. I'm sorry, you're not. You're not gonna get 250,000 miles on a Kia Optima. I didn't say Kia Soul. I said Kia Optima. Kia is the company or the brand. Hyundai is the company, but that's not the brand of the car. The brand of the car is either Hyundai, Kia, Soul, whatever else they have. So, and you can't tell me that I'm wrong that you seen a Kia Optima that was built, whatever they built those cars. If you look at those old models back in the day, that you don't see that when they had that same body model as what was the other Kia Toyota they had back in the day? It wasn't a Corolla. You just won't see you just won't see it. So it don't make no difference to me. It ain't my money. It ain't mine, I'm not on nobody's retainer. Maintaining is how you maintain it yourself. People could convince, you ain't gonna convince me. You ain't gonna change my mind. All I know is when it's time to do maintenance and time to bring that car in, and the way how they don't even have parts, you have to wait for months, and people waiting for months at a time. That's why, I'll ride a bicycle first. But that's what I would do. There are people buying electric bikes to get around. Once I get to a certain age or whatever the case may be, and I'm working from home, I don't have to worry. I'm not worried about no dang, let me get a car. I'm just, I would keep cars for a very long time. And I'll keep my Nissan for a long time because I ain't got a lot of miles on it. I'm going to keep that Corolla till the wheels fall off or till the transmission go out. But like I said, 145,000 miles, and it's a 2002. I can tell you one thing. That Toyota's going to outlast that Kia Soul at any moment. So give it a few thousand more miles. There'll be time to get rid of it. You'll see. You'll be coming on here one day. Remember when? And I'm gonna be like, okay. You ain't gonna get no 300,000 miles. Not on that rat car. I know people be getting all mad and stuff at me when I say it. So if you're mad, let me know. But I'm just telling you the truth. All that is a thing, something you get around with. You can't bring attachment on stuff. Cannot be bringing attachments on things that don't last. Sure, I could drive that thing Toyota. You may be like, oh, it's time to go, And I say, okay. Just call Roadside Rescue. All right, y'all can take the car to the junkyard now. Oh, shoot. No wonder. You do Uber and Lyft? Mm-mm. Yeah, if you do Uber and Lyft and you do it, I don't know how often you do it, but shoot. Uber, Lyft, shoot, you really gonna be putting miles on top of if you do food deliveries too. No. That's why those insurance companies, they be asking people, do you do ride sharing, whatever, and let them give you a quote on your insurance when they start finding out that you do, you don't do it anymore. Even if you don't do it anymore, if you did it in the past and you had insurance with them, with the same company, they're just going to turn around and redo your rates if they ever find out. They just haven't got They just haven't took the time to find out. That's all that is. That's all that is that they just didn't get to you. I don't know who you have, but you know. So what state do you live in? Where do you live at anyway? I know I saw your name before for other things, but shoot, ain't nobody even doing no Uber Lyft. Ain't nobody even hardly requesting that. A lot of people work from home. Oh, okay. Oh, you live in Columbus, Georgia? Man, I saw those scooters the other day. Where was I going? I was somewhere. I wasn't downtown. Where was I going? Oh, I know I was in Decatur somewhere. And I was coming. No, I was in Sandy Springs and I was going through Decatur and stuff. And I saw the little Lime scooters and stuff. Those are owned by Lyft and Uber. But people ain't, a lot of these cities and places and stuff. I know if I decide to move, or when I move, I don't know when, but if I don't think I'll stay in Georgia. I don't think I'll live in Atlanta. After a while, okay. I'm studying too for that enrolled agent with TurboTax. Who do you work for, Sonia? With to be an enrolled agent. Who do you work for? I'm supposed to be studying for that enrolled agent. I have not looked up that book in the last month. And I'm supposed to take my part 1 September 20th. But I might change it. You work at TurboTax too? So do I. TurboTax Intuit. How are you still working? Because when they ended my assignment, I was supposed to go back in December. Well, you know what? Send me a text message with your information. I want to talk to you offline. I don't want to say nothing. Oops. This is my second year going back with them. Send me an email with your number. I want to chit chat with you. I want to talk to you on the phone. I don't want to say much on here. But yeah, I worked at TurboTax last year. And this is my second season coming back. But they have me down as not a tax expert, but so I don't understand it. I worked at the IRS for over 10 years. And well, I need a study partner. When you send me an email, please, with your number, and I can chit chat with you on the phone, because I need to ask you some questions. Because I'm also trying to do my tax business too. The only thing about TurboTax is that you can work and do taxes on the side. You don't, Yeah, I got the book. Did you buy the book? I bought the book. Did you purchase the book? I bought the book a couple months ago. A few months ago. Not a few, but a few months ago, right before the tax season ended back in June. Did you do full service, or did you do because they didn't make me a full service. They put me down basically doing the chat answering people in the chat and when they call on the phone. I bought the book. I got the book. Yeah, it's online. It's online, but I like the book because I like to highlight. I like something to read in your hand because you could take notes. I mean, I know you could do it online and stuff, but I like, I like to have a hard copy reference, because I'm not always going to be, with a computer. I'm not going to have my, my laptop screen is broken and I'm not, I'm on my desktop. And like when I go to work or if I go somewhere and I want to go to Panera or, sit down somewhere, I could bring it and highlight and take notes. Matter of fact, I went and bought me all these notebooks like these. So it was like a box of them. So I need to start studying. But I may go tomorrow. I'm going to change my date. I'm going to change to take my first part exam October, because as long as I complete all 3 parts and pass all 3 parts before next year, then I'll notify the recruiter that I passed, and then see what happens if they're gonna make me a full agent, full service. But if not, it ain't no big deal. I still get over $20 an hour when they gave that little raise, and I do work a lot of hours with tax season. So when tax season start, because my start date is December, I'm supposed to come back December the 8th, something like that. Yeah, December 8th. So we work at the same place. Well, I hope so, because they didn't make me a full service agent, even though I had experience. I was like, wait a minute, I've done over 10,000 of tax returns. You telling me I can't be, And then the manager I had, she was like, well, it depends because you ain't got enough people take the survey. I said the survey had nothing to do with that. So I had a feeling they were I have a feeling. I mean, I do tax questions and stuff too. Whatever questions they have, that's what I do. I wasn't just full service, like offline, not talking on the phone. They download their tax return and you do them. I wasn't doing that. They would be the ones. I have a question on this part. How do you do it? Blah, blah, blah. And then they said also they had technical issues. You're supposed to help them with everything too. So I did everything except for not having to be on the phone and do people tax returns and prepare them. But I heard that's a headache. There were some people on my team. They was like, girl, you don't want to do that. That's a headache in itself, because if you're not, say you want to only work a certain number of hours a week, and the person may be like, well, this so-and-so person, I can't get in contact with them, and if you're not online, and I heard it was a headache. So, oh, you did that too? You talk about product support, or you talk about? Oh, you have to do everything. Because I used to work, before I worked at TurboTax, it was a third-party company called Omni Interactions. Late last year, when I was supposed to do the David and something products, and they had the contract with TurboTax, and TurboTax contacted me directly. So I said, no, I'd rather work with the company directly than working through a third-party company, because the pay wouldn't be the same. I know that for sure. So I'm an employee with TurboTax Intuit. The same thing that you did, I did not do taxes. Yeah. you just answer, you just either be in chat or you answer the call when people call on the phone, and then they have to see you on the video. Then you got to tell people, can you share your screen? Yep. So a few years ago, I think it was a Rise. I want to say it was a Rise. I was working with TurboTax where you got paid 34 cents a minute, and I was on there all day, and you didn't get paid unless that phone rang, and I'll be sitting there, and chose all those blocks, and then when someone did call in, it'll be some old person. You be trying to tell them, okay, now go to this screen, and your computer's outdated. You need Windows 10, and they got Windows 7, and it was a mess. I did not like doing product support, and I'm glad they steered away from those CDs that people bought from the store, because that was a headache in itself. And then they fired me at a Rise talking about you weren't getting enough surveys. I was like, whatever. And then I applied with TurboTax late last year and got hired. They be funny. Ooh. You be trying to tell them something, they know it all, and then you got these people, they do their taxes on paper and pen. I said, you could do it on the computer. And then you try to tell people, and I try to guide people about how to go and use it on the computer. You don't need to be doing it in print, paper, and pen. The IRS is not even processing tax returns that was mailed. I mailed an amended return. No, I didn't mail an amended return yet. I mailed my return for 2017 because I was so focused on doing other people's returns. I didn't even e-file it, and it was too late to e-file. I still haven't got anything about that. Now they're gonna have to pay me a lot of interest for not paying, giving my refund. So I said I'll wait, but I try to tell people, no, don't file no return paper and pen and mailing it in. You need to file electronically and let someone else file that return, or you try to claim dependents or whatever the case may be. You may need to mail it, but you're gonna be waiting for a long time. You'll be waiting for a long time. I tell you that. I told someone that. I said, why you did that? Because that affects getting that PPP loan or the grant or whatever. By the time you wait, too much going on. But I'm in the process of studying, and whenever I get the EA credentials, I'll get it. But, the difference, what they told me at the recruiter was if you are an enrolled agent in EA, it's like you get it's an extra $1,000 bonus, and you get $2 or $3 more in your pay. So I was like, what? So that's pretty good. But, whatever happens, I just study, I've been doing so much. That's why I'm not really, I've been doing all these little gig work with these surveys and merchandising and working at Amazon at night, 3 days a week, 12-hour days, and coming home, it'll be so tired. Like, that's why I was like, I said, dang, I sure hope they give VTO tomorrow or whatever. Why weren't you getting the survey? No, people weren't completing the survey. That was the thing. I was getting good survey scores. It wasn't enough people taking it. I tell people, okay, tell that little spiel about the survey. But when I was with Arise, that was a whole different story. I wasn't saying about the survey, but with TurboTax, I had people doing the surveys, but it wasn't my manager. She was so dang anal about the surveys. I said, I can't force people to take the survey. And then some people will take a survey, give you a low score because they didn't like TurboTax or they didn't like what they had to pay. And then you had to tell people the survey is not based on what your feelings of TurboTax. It's exclusively about me, And I was like, why you have to coax people to to take a survey. And then some people say, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll try to explain to my manager. A lot of people, they on their phone with TurboTax. Some people don't even have email to check the survey. So I said, that's not, how can you base it, your bonus based on that, taking the survey? Yeah, I did. I had got a lot of gift cards with those surveys and working extra hours on certain times of the week or on the weekends. Man, I had over thousands of dollars of gift cards. I got some gift cards now I still haven't used. So I had to go and log on and get the PIN code because I printed it, but I didn't get they said, you need a PIN code. I bought me a bunch of gift cards with that. I had so many. I bought some for Panera for like $10 and stuff. Then I bought I got a whole bunch. I still have some that I haven't used. Amazon. I bought items for Amazon. So next year tax season, when they start giving out those gift card bonus points or whatever, I'm gonna save it all the way to the end of tax season and see how I'm not gonna cash it out. I'm gonna do it at the end and see if I can get a few thousand of gift cards, and then I want to make a major purchase with the gift cards. I'm not going to buy no food with it. I ain't wasting, eating out my gift cards. So I'm going to do it something like, not Best Buy, because I have a gift card I have to use with Best Buy. I don't even know what the hell to get. It's only like $25, but I don't know. I'm going to save all my gift cards, spot points, that's called it. That's what they call it, spotlight points. And I'm going to keep them. I'm going to save them all up next year. But I still have some I need to use. I have at least $100 worth of gift cards from TJ Maxx, Home Goods to make purchases on. So I may save that because they'll make good Christmas gifts. I don't even buy Christmas gifts for people, but it'll make good little gifts. If I wanted to buy something, like my mother or grandmother, they got everything, but I don't really buy gifts. I don't buy Christmas gifts. I don't even get Christmas gifts for people. So, but yeah, those are but I also, if y'all look at my referral links with the grocery receipts and the things that I tell you about in terms of making money and saving money, I get points with those too. I got so many different gift cards for different stuff for different ways that sometimes I get lost and say, well, dang, do I still have that? I still have a gift card I need to use with this. I got a gift card for Longhorn. It's still got a good $8 and some change on it that I haven't used yet. So I need to go back when I go to Longhorn, if I want to eat something for lunch or whatever, go there and say, rather than me spending cash and spending my money, I always have these little gift cards that I can use as a way of not going over my budget. And I forgot I need to go to Longhorn probably over the weekend. I need to go back so I could use the remaining $8 and stuff, and then go to Best Buy, use that $25. And this is not from work. This was from something else that I was doing some points. And I could never find nothing that I wanted at Best Buy. The gift cards and the 401k match, that's why I fell in love with Intuit. Yeah, I got the 401k. So you still working with them right now, or are you on furlough, or what they call furlough? I'm waiting for your answer. I've been on here for 2 hours. I think I need to go to bed. No, I ended in last year. Oh, okay. But will you be coming back for the new tax season? Did the recruiter contacted you to come back? Because I come back December the 8th. So, because you have to do training before the tax season starts. So I already made up my schedule for a couple of weeks. But the first week they told me it was like 40 hours. You have to do the training for a week and you still get those bonuses if you complete first part of training by this day, the second part, and then, finish the tax season. So but they already told me when I'm supposed to be coming back. Some people, they said they was contacting them to come back like October if they need it, but I don't know how they basing that on. No, you don't have to have your EA. You're just going to be, I'm not an EA. I'm not an enrolled agent. You're just going to, there's a tax expert and then there's a tax associate. You just be a tax associate and I just go back to my role that I was doing before, which is answering the chats and answering the phone. And if they choose me to be a full service, then you go back and be a full service. And they're trained to be full service, but to be an EA, you don't have to be an EA to come back. I worked last year and then they come back. So I'll be a rehire. But you don't have to get you don't have to be you don't have to get your EA to come back. You could just come back. They're supposed to have contacted you, a recruiter. They'll contact you, and you either be a tax expert or a tax associate. Everybody who works at TurboTax or Intuit, they weren't enrolled agents. Because if I get my enrolled agent, I just notify the recruiter that I'm an enrolled agent. But it says then that just because if you come as an enrolled agent doesn't mean it guarantees you a promotion either. Let me see. I worked last year also. My supervisor suggested I get. Yeah, okay, just call me send me an email and send me your number and I'll talk to you on the phone. That's not true. They're going to call you back regardless. They suggest that you get your EA so you could make more money, but you don't need to be an EA to come back. When you get your EA enrolled agent credentials, then you notify the recruiter that I got my credentials, and then that's when they change your pay. Well, supposedly they're supposed to change your pay. But you didn't get contacted by the recruiter yet? I got contacted over a month ago. So they asked me, first I got a text message that the recruiter was contacting me, and they asked me, what day do you want to start? And it was 2 dates in December. It was the 8th or the 12th. And you had to choose a date. And when you choose the date, then what they ask you? Okay. Yeah. They supposed to have been contacting you. I could show you. They contacted me back in July. They contacted me right back in July, and I come back December the 8th. They have an offer letter and everything, and it tells you, what the role was. It tells me what the pay was, and And you know, like the checklist, and it will say, you know, you have to go to the checklist and stuff. I don't have to do the background check because I already did the background check already. And when my ITIN number needs to be updated, which is December, because you know around December that's when the thing expires with the IRS, and you just pay the $40-something, and that's it. But in the meantime, everybody is not an enrolled agent. They just make suggestion that you get it, but other than that, Who was your supervisor anyway? Who did you have? My supervisor, her name was Sharon. I know we weren't on the same team because I would have recognized your name. Okay, I'm gonna get off in the next few minutes because I could talk to you tomorrow, and I could tell you exactly what what they told me, and the name of Melanie. Okay, my person, her name was Sharon, but no, I don't know what she's talking about. They, like I said, they suggest that you get your EA exam, your EA credentials, but you don't have to, you know, they'll call you back and you just simply do the thing that you were doing last year until they say they need to train people to be full service, full service. So, but like I said, I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna study. I need to study. I've been doing too much, and I need to buckle down and study. But yeah, check your email. Make sure you check your email. Make your spam put into it, because you may have got an email from the recruiter and not know it, because I got an email from a recruiter first, and I get a lot of emails. So if it wasn't for me checking my emails, I would have never seen it. I would have missed it. And it came up and it says, "Hi Teresa, my name is so and so." It was a guy, and I'm the recruiter. They ask you what time can we want to go over some things about the new tax season if you're interested in coming back, and then you had to go and choose on the calendar what day and time they'll call you, and they're gonna call you. They're gonna tell you what the changes were, which is not a whole lot. They're gonna just tell you that the rate of pay. They're gonna ask you what date do you want to do training. They give you 2 days. It was December, and it was the 8th or the 12th. One of those days. You have to choose between the 2 dates, and then they'll give you all these different links from another person where you go over your that little checklist you went through, and the background check. I know they do another background check and confirm your address, where they'll mail you your computer. That'll be late in the few months, and that's it. But we'll talk tomorrow. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. It's 5 of y'all still left. I'm tired. I've been on here for 2 hours. I only get 20 hours a month. So, all right, Sonia. I hope I wasn't hard on you with the car situation, but you just don't know the hell I went through with that damn dealer. Du jour. Top Speed Reviews, Sally Windsor, Tyson, Vicky, Erica, Dorian. I know y'all watching in the back, or was watching. David probably watching in the back. All right. I'll talk to you. Well, shoot, I won't talk to y'all tomorrow night. If y'all see me tomorrow night, that means they had VTO and they had no work and the trucks didn't come. So if you see me tomorrow evening, then y'all know what happened. So y'all have a good night. I'm going to bed now. Talk to y'all Sunday. Yeah, it'll be Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. If not, I'll see y'all next time. Good night.